to talk about the instance scheduler. I'm going to show how to automatically stop and start your instance. I have already created an instance that is running in Ubuntu. I have created in Oregon in the zone US West 1B. And I'm going to start creating instance, but first I'm going to show that there is a tutorial that the Google Cloud provides before you start creating the instances. First, we have to create the permissions to the account that you have already been using for creating the instance, and also the instance scheduler. Also giving the role, and then there are some limitations. So the instance scheduler can attach only instances that they are in the same region, and also you can attach the one instance in one scheduler. The schedulers are not editable, so you cannot edit later. The other thing is that you have to take in consideration that the schedulers take 15 minutes to stop and to start. So if you plan to turn off or to start the scheduler at the specific time, schedule 15 minutes earlier, and the beginning and the start of each scheduler has to be at least 15 minutes apart, otherwise the scheduler is not going to work. The other thing is that even though you have activated the scheduler instance, you still have the chance to stop and start the instance manually. And the other thing is that each instance scheduler lets you have up to one start operation and up to one stop operation per hour. So these are some kind of limitation and some kind of rules before we start creating the instance. Let's go back to our Google Cloud account, and before we start we have to make sure that our users has the whole permissions. Let's go inside the instance, and we see that to understand what user we are using, we can see to the service account, and this is your user that you have created the instance, and it's gonna be connected even the instance scheduler. So you go back to I am admin. Let's go back here, and we see that this is our our service account. And to have permissions to configure the scheduler, you have to have the compute instance admin selected in your service account. If you haven't selected you can go here and add a role. Let's go here, and here you can compute instance. And there are two, and you can select both of them, and then you can save. So in this way you can assign a role to your account service. If you don't have the role, in the moment that you want to activate your scheduler, the instance scheduler, it's going to show that your account doesn't have the permissions to do this operation. So since I have already added my scheduler, now I'm going to create a new scheduler. Let's go create a scheduler, and here we say demo lab 2. We use the region. In this case we are in US, in Oregon, and then we choose when our instance should start. Let's say that the instance should start at 8 a.m. and what time the instance should stop. Let's say that at 6 p.m. the instance should be stopped. Then we use the time zone. We go in United States and we choose Los Angeles, and the initial date, this is practically to specify in what date you want this scheduler to start operating. If you don't select a specific date, then the scheduler is gonna it's gonna it's gonna start right away. Or if you want to take in consideration that 15 minutes it's gonna take um, to stop, then we can 50, 45, and here we can write again. Depends on your depends on the way how you want to configure your instance. Let's say that it's gonna be weekly, so you can specify the days that you want to perform this start and stop of your instance. You can do it monthly. Let's try again. You can do monthly, and you can choose what date you want this. So you can select more than one option. You can choose on what date you want this scheduler to run. Also, even for the wait, is here for the weekly, you can choose more than one day. We choose that this is a daily operation scheduler, and we submit. Let's refresh our page. Now our scheduler is created, and we can click, and now we can edit our instance. And is done successfully. This is another scheduler that I have created previously. If we try to edit the instance, you're going to see that our instance doesn't show in the option to select it. And the reason why is, let's cancel this, is because of the region that our instance is created in US East. And if we go back to our instance is US West. So if the zone of your instance and your instance scheduler are not the same, you cannot select them. Let's go back here in the instance, and here you can view the logs of your instance, and in this results here you can see if your uh, scheduler has been working properly. So this gives all the information on the activity that they have been that they have been happening in this particular instance. And if you want to check if your instance has automatically start and stop, you can find here in the logs of your instance, or the historic logs of your instance that you have created and you have attached to your scheduler. Also, I wanted to say that the instance, the scheduler automatically starting and stopping the scheduler is a method that there is used to save um, the cost of the operation of the instances. um, very often the monetary politics of the cloud providers, they change their way how they charge the companies that they use their services, or the people or users that they want to use their service. They have created this instant scheduler to make it automatically starting on and automatically turning off the instance, so it's gonna save some cost of the project that you are running. To make sure that uh, how much the cost of your instance or your project cost, you always read the tutorials, or you can ask even assistance to the technicians or to the customer service of the Google Cloud, so you can understand how much you can save or how much you can spend in the project that you are building.